Hello, my name is Peter Hopton and I'm a graphic designer, and today I'll be discussing my timeline of Doctor Who. So, my brief was all about time, and I thought, what's the most interesting thing you can do about time? Time travel. So therefore I chose to look at the travellings of Doctor Who. So the way this board works is this white line represents time that's running through the heart of the board. Because we perceive time in a standard linear fashion, straight. However, as we all know, Doctor Who can travel in time, so we can travel backwards and forwards and all over the place. So I've been purely looking at the current series of Doctor Who, basically starting from 2005 with Christopher Eccleston here. And as you can see, these little red dots represent Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor. So this being first episode here, and then the second episode it goes all the way down here to the year 5 billion. It travels all the way back to 1869 down here. Now as you can see, the first Doctor doesn't travel that far very much. It's a lot of localised in the year that the episodes are produced. A little bit down here, a little bit up here towards the end of the series with the Daleks. These points here represent the end of the first series, with regeneration coming all the way back here to this white point here, where regeneration is David Tennant, which then goes on to, again, back to the year 5 billion in a new Earth. Things to really note about the David Tennant series is he ended up in an alternate timeline at one point, which is represented by this secondary string down here and these extra points down here. So in one episode with David Tennant, they're trapped on a spaceship here in the distant future, but they keep travelling backwards through special windows to the 1700s. This can be represented by these little anchor points here and these long jumping back and forth like this. There are two major episodes to think about with David Tennant. This one here, where he ends up with all his friends and all the friends that he'd made from doing sort of the first two series. That's Mickey, Sarah Jane, and all that lot. And he ends up in the alternate reality at one point, and then comes back again. The other episode to note is this one here. It's the final episode of the David Tennant series, where he faces the Master and has to regenerate. At the point of knowing he's going to have to regenerate, he decides to visit all his friends. He can't visit Rose, unfortunately, because she's in a parallel universe. So he goes via 2005 before he met her, before going on and regenerating here. This point here is regeneration into Doctor number 11, Matt Smith. It starts off in 1996 with young Amy Pond. From there, he travels all the way up to here to Starship UK in the distant future. As you can see, he spends a lot of time in the future, going all over the place. As you can see down this end, he also spends a lot of time between the 1800s and the late 1990s. One of the major entertaining parts of the Matt Smith series was here, where he falls outside the universe and creates a TARDIS and meets the soul of the TARDIS, which he calls his wife. One of the entertaining parts of the end of the first series with Matt Smith is this bit here, where he travels backwards and forwards between the year 102 AD and 1986, which he spends a lot of time in. And this is the point where he gets trapped in the Pandora and he's locked away for a long time. There are two other major anchor points within Matt Smith's timeline, which are here and here. This being the point where the TARDIS explodes, and this being the death of the Doctor in America. As you can see, I've made them white to make them stand out as key points of interest. The final two things to note about the Matt Smith series is this point and this point. This point down here represents Trenzalore, which is the grave of the Doctor. From this point, we'll go into the 50th anniversary special, which is happening on Saturday, but at this point, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Final thing to note is this lovely green pin here, which represents today, where we are now in relationship to the rest of the travellings of Doctor Who. I will be putting a link in the description below where you can find a high-res version of this work, and I'm also currently working on a digital version, so it'd be nice for you to look at.
Thank you for watching and enjoy Doctor Who.